everybody, welcome back to today's episode of Two Nerds in a Podcast. We have a guest who hasn't been on for quite a while. Please welcome Wyatt to the podcast. Cannons exploding, applause, everything.
Oh my!
Today, we are going to be talking about a new anime series that I have started and that both of these two have already seen, and that is Demon Slayer. But before we get to that, I know for a fact that other Jamie is listening. Casey has told me the tragic news that you don't like the new Bad Omens song. How dare you?
We're done.
That's not allowed.
Canceled.
You have your homework is to listen to it at least 5 more times, and
at least 200
decide.
more times, and then
and then you can make your judgment. But I do kind of get it though, because the first listen through, the whole "Do you feel love" situation, the first time I was like, it's like the emo version of Cher. Do you believe in love after that?
I think that's how Jamie feels about the song.
Yeah. So honestly, like listen to the whole album of A Death of Peace of Mind, and then listen to Spectre, and you'll I feel like the connection will be made for you, Jamie. So, you need to like it by October. Okay. Okay. So now that that's out of the way, we're talking Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer has one of Casey's husbands in it.
Yes. Have you met him?
Yes. For a split second.
Briefly. Very briefly.
Yeah, we met the whole of the, what are they called?
Hashiras.
So everybody basically got introduced in a very nice way at the end of season 1. But we're now diving into, I would say, each of them. It was just a hi, hello, this is what I'm in charge of, this is what I do, and I can't wait to meet his buff mice.
Yes.
I'm so excited for them.
I think that's season 3.
2.
Is it 2? Oh, yes. I'm excited. I'm excited for the buff mice.
For some reason, streaming services list the 7-episode Mugen Train special as season 2, which it's not. If anything, it's season 2.1 or something.
Yeah, for some reason they made it into a season. Even though they made it a movie.
Which every single other anime that has done we're gonna make an arc into a movie has not done that because of how visceral the backlash was.
That's crazy. Now, Casey, have you seen, I know we're going to be mainly talking season 1, but for season 2, have you seen both the movie and the show version, or did you watch one over the other?
I watched the movie multiple times, and then I think I watched the first episode because the first episode they had a different scene than in an added scene, and then that was it. And then I watched the next.
The entire
arc.
first episode. The entire first episode wasn't in the movie.
Oh yeah, well, I haven't seen it in years, but yeah, that was probably the only episode I watched.
Now, when you started watching Demon Slayer, did you watch it when it came out? Were you a weekly watcher, or did you just watch it once the entirety of season 1 was done?
When I finished, season 1 had already been done, and then I was already caught up when Mugen Train came out. And then after Mugen Train came out, I finished the entire manga in one night, and I literally stayed up to 4 a.m. and I read the entire manga, and I cried, and it's very sad, and it's gonna get really sad. I can't remember, but the last arc I know is really sad. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Is it? It doesn't sound fun.
Is anime ever fun, really?
Yeah, that's fair.
It's fair. Fun,
especially
but also
when demons are involved. It just demons and the supernatural, very much actual supernatural. It's not a good time most of the time for most of the characters.
Yeah,
I never realized that Tanjiro and Nezuko were siblings.
Brother and sister, besties.
Which is so sweet. Yeah, Nezuko in her little box, I think, is
my God,
one of my favorite scenes.
My
especially
favorite
when
scenes?
she's growling.
Oh yeah, or like when they make her like with the little beady eyes. My favorite part of Demon Slayer
Yes!
is like and if you like read the manga, it's like panel to panel identical with the like goofy beady eyes is so funny. They're so cute. And the animation, Ufotable, chef's kiss, okay? Listen, once you get
It's
to
a
the
very
entertainment district arc,
uh-huh.
Mhm.
It's a
they put their
very
whole what? Go
I'm
ahead.
just I'm just I'm just chucking in like sprinkling something on what you're saying. It's a very Demon Slayer is a bizarre storm of something, and I don't say this dismissively or rudely. I'm simply stating it as an objective fact. Demon Slayer is narratively, it's frankly rather mediocre, but because they got like the kings of animation to animate the entire thing, what ended up happening that skyrocketed it to the top of the threshold for anyone who doesn't know this. I told Jamie about this a long time ago, but I think it was episode 17 when he does the Hinokami Kagura for the first time with half a sword. That animation sequence went viral on Twitter, and to the point where the manga outsold One Piece for 3 years straight, and the anime is now more in demand than Attack on Titan ever was.
My
So,
gosh.
That's crazy.
so like when one says that, like, like a lot of anime purists and elitists like to chastise Demon Slayer fans for only finding substance in the animation, which I don't think is cool to do. The story has its flaws, but it also has its flowers. It's neat. But
To have good, I like the story.
I agree that the animation is definitely the high point overall. Like there are nines across the board. The 110 for certain is the animation. Because for those of you who don't know, have either of you ever played an RPG game or like a story based game that opens with like a really weirdly well animated anime cutscene?
Mhm.
A lot of those are done by Studio Ufotable. Like that one game, one of the first games I ever streamed. I don't think I finished it yet. Editor Son hates me for it, but it's called Tales of Arise, and it has like a 1.5 minute anime OP at the beginning, and it's done by the Demon Slayer people, Ufotable. And I only realized that because one of the characters whips out a flame sword, and I'm like, those flame effects look very familiar. And then sure enough, one Google search later, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
I think that they did a really good job, especially with the entertainment district art is my favorite. Okay, it's coming up.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
it's not just my favorite because Tengen's in it. Okay, it's it's a very
Yes, it is. Don't
the
lie.
opening song for that. It's not done by Lisa. It's done by somebody else, Amer, I think.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh, so good. Oh my gosh. I feel bad because it's my favorite one, but I love Lisa and her opening
Have you ever heard
songs.
Amer? Have you ever heard Amer talk about her backstory as like a kid who wanted to be a singer?
No, I just listened to the opening song on repeat when it came out.
She has she has this Hannah Montana ass origin story where she needed throat surgery, and the only way that it could heal proper and she could have a chance at singing was if she like shut up completely for like 2 months straight. So she literally like went dead silent and didn't say a word for like 2 months straight. And then after that
Wow.
she was able to sing again.
Man, that's dedication. Casey and I could never.
Oh, I could never.
We yap too much on a daily for that.
But yeah, I think the entertainment district is the best arc in the whole series personally.
Oh, I love that arc. And it's got my husband in it, obviously. It's great.
Now, Wyatt, tell the audience who your favorite character is.
I love Ren Goku. He is me, I am him.
Rengoku.
The
I do love
best.
Rengoku also. I honestly love all the Hashiras. I can't wait for you to like meet the Hashiras like actually.
Yeah, fully,
Um
full force.
yeah, full force because I am curious to know who your favorite is because there's a lot.
There's some that I don't like, but not because they're like unlikable. It's just because they don't get as much development as the others.
Mm.
Hmm. Like what's his face? The blind guy. I mean,
No, he's fine. It's oh, what's his name? I never remember his name. It's the Snake Man.
oh
Mm.
Albany, whatever.
He has Snake. Tell me anything about him other than he has Snake. I mean, there is one other thing, but it's a spoiler, and it happens in like season 3, I think. But other than that, like he is man who does one thing on screen and has Snake. The end.
You're like that.
Oguro,
They're like that's all you need to
Oguro
know.
Obanai or whatever his name is. Yeah.
Jamie, who's your favorite character so far?
I mean, I feel like out of the ones that we know so far, it's still Tanjiro. I still
Oh, I
love
thought
him
you
the
were gonna say
most.
Inosuke.
I Inosuke cracks me up. Inosuke is hilarious, and I do love him. But I think like Tanjiro has the like most sad backstory of a main character that I feel like I've seen in a long time.
Right, you're
I
like,
can't
oh, by the way,
believe
your whole family is dead, and your
he
one remaining sibling is a demon.
is a
Have fun.
demon.
Bye.
Yeah, and like it's not even I feel like most origin stories like when it they're like, m- two parents and maybe they have a sibling or two, but I mean like he had like their family could have been a small village and they were all murdered on the same day. Like, oh
Yes.
my god. Um but yeah, and just devastating. I just he breaks and he's just like the sweetest boy in existence. He's always so positive and like I'm gonna help the world, and he has like literally one of the
I
most
know.
tragic
Oh, he's a
backstories.
little sunshine baby. He's like
He
Yuji. They're
is.
so
He
sweet.
is. He like very like him and Yuji are one and the same at this point, and I'm just like and like all the work he puts in through season 1 with his training and trying to protect Nezuko and like it astounds me that he's doing all of this for her
Hmm.
because I feel like a lot of at least like I guess modern day takes is like people love their siblings but not many would like throw their life into trying to save them like that.
Hmm.
So it's just like it's so touching to see him do that. Again, I also didn't realize that that was his sister before I started watching this. So I had no idea what their relationship was. I just know like they've always been seen. Like I've always seen them together in like art and posts and like the thing I went to at Anime Expo, their little chibi versions both came out onto the stage.
Yeah, so cute.
They
He was at.
are.
Did you see him? He was at the Dodger game. I
Yeah.
know, so cute.
They're so cute. But yeah, so Tanjiro is still my favorite as of now. But again, I feel like we've only really dealt with Tanjiro and Nezuko like truly like deeply. And this is also my first watch through. So I feel like if I watch through it like the whole thing and then watch through it again, I'll probably pick up a side character that I really love. But so far like everybody's been like really cool and we've had some good fight scenes. I know Wyatt said season 2 is where everything like gets kicked up 10 notches, so I'm
Hmm.
excited to see what the future holds. I'm also excited to see Tengen more because the few
Yes.
words that he has said, I'm like, I don't like him.
Oh my god. Oh my god. And like season, it's so funny because like when you meet him, you meet him in like the worst way. He's like such a
Yeah.
dick when you meet him, and you're
Yes.
like,
Yeah. And
yeah.
like,
But like it gets worse. You're like, wow,
yeah.
I hate you. But then I love him. I think he's amazing.
Honestly,
That's
though, he
my
reads
man.
as a very Casey character.
That's my man. Okay, that's my man.
Yeah, and you're gonna stick beside him.
Yes.
But I am excited for his buff mice. That's the one thing that I'm like, the one thing I do love about Demon Slayer is, like, literally from episode 1, you get all of the very iconic imagery. So you get Tanjiro's, like, checkered
Hmm.
little, um it's not a kimono, but you know what I mean. And Nezuko's patterned kimono, like, all of, like, the iconic things that I, as somebody who never watched Demon Slayer before this, instantly recognized as belonging to Demon Slayer, literally starts from episode 1.
Hmm.
And I'm like,
Yes.
that's crazy. Like, they had it together enough that, like, the iconicness starts in episode 1. It doesn't come later. It's like, here you go. All the things you're going to recognize for the rest of the seasons, and even if you don't watch the show.
Yes. 10 out of 10. I love Demon Slayer. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, so far I'm really enjoying. I'm having a great time. We're watching it in Japanese, so everybody's voices are 10 out of 10. I also
I showed her the one dub scene that's actually pretty hilarious.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh, I can't listen. I'm not a dub hater, but
but she is.
I just there's certain animes and Demon Slayer is one of them where I refuse to even attempt because I don't like Bryce Papenbrook and he plays
Well, no,
Inosuke and it's terrible.
Casey, you don't have to. It's ironically the one thing that I think is funny is Bryce Papenbrooks in one scene.
Ugh.
It's the scene at the very end of the bongo drum demon arc when they go and like chill in the Wisteria Manor for a bit. You remember right after the old lady tells him, "I'm gonna fry up some shrimp and fish for us. Does that sound nice?" And he's like, "Oh, yay!"
Hmm.
And then he kicks open the door, screams, headbutts Tanjiro in the back of the head, and then starts chasing them around. Well, when he throws open the door and screams, it doesn't sound like better, but like when Bryce does it, he does it with so much feeling that you can hear like a genuine voice rip under the mask.
I just Bryce Papenbrook is just mm,
I know you
He's
like
the
him.
Dwayne Johnson of anime. He's the Dwayne
he's
Johnson of
Ah,
anime. It's not there's a because it's the reason people hate Dwayne Johnson is because when he gets cast, 9 times out of 10 a director refuses to challenge him. So his
mm,
performance is almost always the same.
it
yeah.
is yeah.
With Bryce Papenbrook, it is literally the same problem. They are like, "Oh,
Mm,
this is Bryce Papenbrook. We know he is generically talented, so we're not going to direct him at all. This is why Aaron Yeager is like his worst performance of all time because it sounds exactly like everything else he's voiced."
Yeah.
okay. Um,
That's why every time Joe on my live streams all those months ago would randomly quote a Bryce Papenbrook Attack on Titan line, I'd want to reach through the screen and crush his trachea. I hate it. It's the worst. Like, I have no hate for the human being. He's a working man who
Yeah,
loves his
he's a cool
job.
dude.
He's a working man who loves his job, and he has a ball at cons screaming shit for the fans. But dear God, he can bring an anime dub down multiple points with
Yes,
his
yeah.
performance alone. It is awful sometimes.
That's why when you said we were watching the movie in sub, I was very, very happy because
yeah, yeah, we're planning to go see the movie, right? And there's 4 of us, and I asked Casey cuz Brooke watches everything in dub. I don't think she's ever watched anything in sub to my knowledge. And when we
Disgusting.
well, I mean, like, it's fine because, like, she can't, like, her main thing is she can't, like, it's definitely a skill to be
yeah.
able to read the subtitles and still pay it. It took me, I mean, like, One Piece was the greatest training wheels for that because it took me a while to get used to that because I'm not used to that. Just like when I read a manga, it's really hard for me because I'm not used to having all of those pictures mixed in with all
Backwards.
of my words and it's backwards. And so it's just like my brain is just like, I don't know how to do this. So, like, I get it. But we went to see the JJK movie in theaters and we saw it dubbed. and I wanted to cry because Geto's voice was like a robot, and I'm just like,
Oh, what?
"Where's
You don't like generic motivational speaker voice, Ghetto?
no? Where's the Satoru?" There was like none of the, and like every like his little like kind of like voice isms that he has as Geto were gone, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, I hate this. Like, I like
Yeah.
Gojo's English voice actor. He's got some pizzazz
Oh,
in there,
I
and that's great.
love his Japanese voice actor.
Oh yeah,
The
see, they just have more like it's just more
the
delicious.
well, there's a reason to it, because have you ever seen like those dramatic face paint and like raw orchestral instruments and like the like stage plays that like
Mm-hmm.
Japanese people put on?
Mm-hmm.
There's an element and air of like the exaggeration of that is in every subbed performance, in every Japanese dubbed performance. That's why if you switch K-pop Demon Hunters to Japanese, everyone sounds so much more exaggerative.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they're putting this level of energy and commitment and sincerity into the voice acting that you don't really see over here. And it's
Yeah.
because the West has this weird pretentious mindset that everything that is not live action is in some way entirely geared for babies. So because of
Yeah.
that, they all do these really, really stupid performances. Like the worst part of the reason Bryce Papenbrook isn't the worst part of the Demon Slayer dub for me is because by far and away the worst part of the Demon Slayer dub, objectively, is Zenitsu.
Oh my god, I know. He's terrible.
because
Oh.
because Jamie, you might not have noticed it. We had one line of it in the scene where I showed you Bryce's funny scream.
Yeah.
But okay, so you know how he is in the sub, right?
Mm-hmm.
He gets a little higher pitched voice. He has like this obsessive air, and then he says Nezuko-chan. It's because he's
Mm-hmm.
expressing his crush respectfully.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you think they have him do in English?
Oh god.
They have him talk like a fucking baby. They have him
Yeah.
going, "Oh,
Yeah.
please, Nezuko, look at me, please. Oh my, won't you look at me, please? Oh my, hello, Nezuko. I want to. Oh, oh. I tell you, like I've told you already that, like narratively, I'd be buddies with everyone in this story, but I'd slap him a couple times just because he's annoying. If he was
Yeah.
English dub Zenitsu, I'd stomp his ass out on a curb like it was American fiction. Dear
Yeah.
God, like they make him from like a samurai with a crush, and then they degrade him to like a
A lovesick
cringe-inducing simp.
puppy.
Like who
Yeah.
do you know who, when they talk to their crush, they talk like that? Who isn't like mentally ill
Yeah. Or like 6.
or that? Yeah. Either. My point is, it's that's dumb changes like that are why I don't mess with dubs normally, because the West has another problem, if I might tangent for a moment, is
That's what we do here.
certain studios like Funimation
Mm-hmm.
will just sit back and go, how can we change as much of this dialogue humanly possible for no reason?
Yeah.
And then they'll just, the English
I feel
performance
like
won't
it
even,
makes it a whole different show.
Oh, for
like
Almost.
sure. The
literally,
characters are so different.
Yeah, when you watch it
literally,
like sub versus dub, I'm like, this isn't even the
Yeah.
same show.
No.
literally, yeah. And the another example I know, this wasn't Funimation, but this was another show I like. One of my favorite guilty pleasure. The manga is long since over and the anime got canceled years ago, but it's Ajin Demi-Human. The basic premise is there's a certain subspecies of human beings who can't die. Like no matter what they do, age is the only thing that will kill them. So if they die before they expire via age, they'll just come right back to life. And then
Mm.
the main character is crossing the street on his way home from school, gets hit by a car, and then ta-da, stands back up because he's an Ajin. But story start there. Either way, the Netflix anime was actually pretty cool because it had a good soundtrack and a really good Japanese version. But when I tried to watch it in English, I got about half an episode in and was just exhausted because for some reason there was a childishly comical high amount of profanity. Like every other
Yeah.
sentence had the word fuck in it, and I don't know why, because I'm not like fluent in Japanese, but I know like the ksa word is like expletive. Like that's what that's
Mhm.
meant to convey. And you only hear that like 5, 6 times in the entire first season. So I'm like, there's literally no dialogue space here for you to put the word fuck. Why is everyone saying the word fuck like it's going out of style? I wasn't aware. I wasn't aware I started watching an episode of Has Been Hotel. What's going on here?
Yeah, I think the only dub so far that I have enjoyed is the One Piece dub because I don't have time to watch all of One Piece in
Yes, because you're
sub.
employed.
Yeah, unfortunately, but also
Don't
fortunately
insult
because
my
like
brother like
money.
that.
But but like that's the only one. But even like with my limited knowledge, I've noticed that that's probably the best version I've ever like the best back and forth that I've ever done. Any
Hmm.
other show, I normally get curious and I'll try to watch an episode in English, and I'm just like, I don't
Mm.
like this. Except JJK, I never did that. But every like also to like any like TikTok or reel that's recommended from like JJK specifically is always in English. So like I've heard
Hmm.
Gojo's English voice a lot and
Hmm.
Yuji's English voice a lot, but I had never heard Geto's until we were in the theater and I wanted to cry. Cuz
JJK's dub is kind of the reverse problem. A lot of the voice actors don't, like, I don't want to say they don't try, but they don't do enough. Like I
yeah,
like I remember I
it's more
remember certain
reading than
lines,
feeling the line.
exactly certain lines. I was like, that didn't sound like a performance. Like it feels like half of you are here out of obligation. Like
Yeah.
I can remember
It almost feels
basically
like you
all
have a friend that's
the
like, "Hey, can you read for this character?" And they're like, "Sure," but not like you auditioned to get that part.
I remember all the cursed spirits who have been villains from across all of seasons 1, 2, and the movie,
Hmm.
but I don't remember their English voices. The only English voice I remember is Sakuna
Hmm.
and then maybe Mahito, but only like when he's like shrieking at Yuji not to yell indoors. I think that's the only part of his performance that I remember. Everything that's the problem. Yeah, it's kind of forgettable.
Yeah.
The only time I think dubs are valid, and this is from like when I wasn't employed with a full-time job. This was like the take I had. If the dub is like meaningfully unique, then like because like I'm a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fan, so the English dub had some changes to the dialogue because with dubbing and like territories and like copyright laws, if there's a music reference in your piece of media, sometimes it will have to change. So sometimes JoJo's Bizarre Adventure will have someone with a superpower and they'll have like a band name for their superpower, but they'll have to change it and the new word will be like hilarious. So like here I'll just give you an example. In JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6 Stone Ocean, someone has the power to create like ghosts out of like dead stuff and then control them. And his power is called Limp Biscuit. But because Limp Biscuit is a band's name and they couldn't get the rights super easy when localizing the show, do you want to know what the localization name is?
What?
Flaccid Pancake.
Oh no.
So that's I'm like, okay, this justifies one dub watch through. Sure, why not? And then you get
That's
to part
crazy.
then you get to part 3 and you find out Matthew Mercer's the main character and you're like, okay, they got some actual talents in here having fun. Cool, good. And then another example is if the dub is nostalgic, I won't blame anyone for that. I know people who grew up watching, like for example, I don't like because what year was it? 2019 was like a really bad year for like politics in the industry
Mhm.
because there was a really really public falling out with a certain voice actor. I won't go into it because it's a whole story, but it basically showed how like underhanded Funimation was as a company and how backstabby and Game of Thronesy a lot of the employees were. So for that reason, I normally don't watch any of their dubs like on principle. The only exception, only exception is Dragon Ball because I grew up watching
Mm.
Dragon Ball Z Kai every Saturday at 10 a.m. So I was like, that's my dub right there. Those voices, those are the only anime characters I can definitively associate both language voices with. That and then like another example is the like 4Kids dubbing. Like
Mhm.
if you get like the Sesame Street ass dialogue, yeah, you gotta check it out. You gotta.
That's so funny.
You ever watch any of those, Casey?
I have not.
Okay, so if you ever saw Pokemon in English, you watched a 4Kids dub. If you ever
Yeah, I
watched
love
Yu-Gi-Oh,
Pokemon.
if you ever
Me
watched
too.
Yu-Gi-Oh in English, that was a 4Kids dub. You ever watched Sonic X in English? That was a 4Kids dub.
Four
Hmm.
Kids is
Um,
also responsible for the bomb Pokemon intros.
oh, they made all their intros.
Yeah,
They
but
they
like
they
the original
erased.
Pokemon intros, 10 out of 10.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, apparently the Japanese hate 4Kids so hard. They hate them so much because they erase the opening and like replace it with some random song. And I've seen videos of like Japanese influencers reacting to the 4Kids opening and they're like, I feel like I would have found this less offensive if they just played a minute footage of someone laying a Japanese flag on the ground and pissing on it.
Oh my
Like,
god.
I feel like that would be less offensive than what I just watched. Because literally, what their openings are is they'll take like a montage of clips from the show and then like put it to a song they wrote themselves. So I'm like, it's literally like fanfic editing to make a theme song.
Love that for them. Not necessarily for the Japanese creators, but
Hey,
definitely
hey,
for the four
hey.
kids.
You love it for them? You go watch their dub of One Piece.
Yeah, I've seen clips of that.
There's a theory that the real reason Ichiro Oda made it super super raunchy post time skip was because he realized that the worst dubbing company had their claws in his product. So
Yeah.
that's why every girl has their knockers and ass out the whole time.
Yeah, I know. Somebody had sent me like a clip of like some of Zoro's lines, and I was like, I don't know this man. That's not
Who is
Zoro.
that's not Zoro. I don't know who this man
I
is.
know he looks like him, but that's not
There's a
him.
there's a really funny meme. There's a really really funny meme that came out of that version of the show. One thing that 4Kids is notorious for doing is that another thing they'll do that pisses off Japanese people and older fans like me is they will visually edit the show to hide things. So
Uh,
Sanji smokes. No, he doesn't. In the 4Kids dub, they visually edit it so he is eating lollipops all the time.
that's hilarious.
Arlong shot Nami's mom in front of her. No, he didn't. He was just pointing his big ass finger in her face and telling his men to put her in a cage for the rest of her days.
That's crazy.
I kid you not, that's the scene. They literally like instead of instead of having him shoot her and then like having the slow-mo camera, they do this weird thing where he says, if you can't pay the cash, you're out with the trash. Now put her in a cage for the rest of her days. And then just zooms out and he's pointing in her face. And I'm like, that's so
You're like,
stupid.
sir, that's supposed to be a gun.
No, okay, so the best example of this is in the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Where the character Kaiba, how to summarize this? The main villain has the rival's brother in prison and is trying to get him to come to his island. Weirdly topical considering recent events. So he sends two goons to try and get him, and in the original Japanese version, they show up and say, "Hey, you're coming with us," and pull guns on him. And he uses his briefcase to block their bullets because he's a billionaire, so of course his briefcase is bulletproof. Then he kicks his office chair at them and knocks them both down, and then breaks his window and jumps out like the side and like plummets into like the waves of the ocean because he's at like a beachside mansion. Uh, in the 4Kids version,
Oh, jeez.
these two goons pull up and they say, "Hey, Mr. Kaiba, our boss wants a word with you." And the camera points to them and they're just pointing at him. They're just pointing at him like they just look like two weirdos posing in perfect sync, pointing at him. And then because there's no gunshots and no bullets blocked, Kaiba turns around like a psychopath, yeets his office chair at them, screams, "You'll never take me alive," and then dives out the side of his mansion window.
Oh my
And I'm
god.
like, that kind of ruins the scene because if you imply they don't have guns, then just fight your way out with the briefcase. Like what? I just it's the Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon has a really good one. You ever remember when Brock is very obviously eating onigiri, but they have him say the word jelly donut like 100 times in the span of
Mm-hmm.
like 3 minutes? Nothing beats a jelly donut. Hey Ash, want one of my jelly donuts? Cause yeah, these are totally jelly donuts. I don't know, if I say the word onigiri, Americans think their babies' heads will explode or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that like anime in general has had this like perception that because it's animated and it is for children, and I'm like, every anime that I've watched so far, I would never let any small children watch.
Mm-mm.
Like that's uh, I mean, like, oh, when I when I was looking at the tickets for the Demon Slayer movie, and I was on the phone with Joe, and I'm like, "This movie's rated R," and
All
he
the
was like,
Demon Slayers are rated R.
"Jamie, they're literally like killing people and like cutting people up," and I'm just
Yes.
like,
All the trailers for the Mugen Train movie were red band trailers.
but I was just like, my brain was just like, "Excuse me," but like, I mean, it makes sense because
Mhm.
again, I would never let small children watch any of these shows, but I just like I still had that like perception that like it's a cartoon, so it's not necessarily family friendly, but it would have like a wider audience than just adults. But no,
Although I
it's
have
like,
seen children watch Demon Slayer,
oh,
so
for
Oh yeah,
sure.
children
They
across the
do.
world are into the same anime as we are.
Yeah, which is fair. I mean, as long as, their parents know that that's what they're watching. I feel like a lot of parents are probably just like, "Oh, it's a cartoon, it's fine." And it's like, "No, no. You should probably watch the show before they
yeah.
do to make sure that you're okay with them seeing all of that." Uh, but yeah, I don't know why I wasn't expecting the rated R, but I was just like shooketh.
I was like,
Shooketh.
I gave my mom some
Surprise
flack.
Pikachu
This was a
face.
long. I don't remember when this was. I feel like it was a long time ago, but I gave my mom some serious flack for it because she doesn't like animation because it normally gives her a headache. like
Oh.
like she believes me when I described like the plot and theme of Spider-Verse when I explained to her why yes, Tobey Maguire is the best Spider-Man live action maybe, because that's her take. And I'm like, but I think the best Spider-Man movie objectively is Into the Spider-Verse, and I had to explain it to her because if I sat her down and tried to make her watch it with its like seizure-inducing comic book animation moments, she
Yeah.
literally wouldn't be able to watch it. But like meanwhile, take something calmer like Arcane that holds back and doesn't strobe you near as often. She
Yeah.
was she was able to make it through season 1. That and Promise Neverland, I'm like, yeah, we're just not gonna watch the season 2. I'm
They
not
didn't
gonna
have a
make you do
season
that.
2.
I know.
Season 2 didn't happen.
Tragic.
Ripperino.
Tragic. It was another Arcane situation, Jamie.
Ah, okay.
Except
Yeah.
much, much, much worse. Like, the internet agrees with me.
Yeah,
That's how bad it was.
they fucked that season. The season 2 of The Promised Neverland doesn't exist. Season 1 is phenomenal. You should watch it, Jamie. It's really good.
It
Yeah?
sucks because I've read the manga. Season 2 of Promise Neverland should have been what season 3 of Attack on Titan was. That's like how good
Mm.
that's how good that season 2 should have been. So when we get through it and I'm like, why isn't this happening? Where is this character? What do you mean this
Yeah, they
character just
ruined
isn't here?
the second. That I
Oh
don't think there's a
my.
second season. Yeah, they took a lot of stuff out and just demolished season 2. But if you want to watch season 1, it's a really crazy anime to just like randomly watch.
Mm-hmm.
And
Um,
it has the same thing that Arcane does, where like it's like a soft ending where you could be like, yeah, I could satisfyingly leave here.
yeah, like you don't have to like. It would be nice to finish it, but yeah, it is kind of like you can leave off on season 1.
And then just let it be done.
And the sad part is I can't even recommend the manga either because it's one of those mangas where you get to the end and you're like, oh, the author really, really just wanted to end this.
What
Damn.
sucks is because the first season is so good.
The manga does it even worse because the first like 2/3 of the entire story are so good. So when you're like, oh, the Shonen Jump fatigue machine is really just killing these authors' creativity in real time, which is why
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna get into details, but the ending of Jujutsu Kaisen is in like constant debate. Like, is it peak fiction? Is it like top tier dog shit? What is it? And no one can agree. I have my take, but I'll save that for when it actually gets animated and see if they make it any better. They've improved on everything they've animated so far, so I have zero reason to assume they're not going to at least marginally improve the ending. But like it's very clear and it's consistent across the board that the Shonen Jump publication formula is really, really bad for like creative quality because you'll see stuff like Jujutsu Kaisen, Promise Neverland, what else? What else? What else? What else? The point is there that you'll see these stories start out super strong. Oh, Bleach is another example because that manga is awful at the end. Like
Mm.
the pacing, the paneling, the drawing, the art, everything near the end is just awful. And it's because the Shonen Jump is like a mafia that you publish comics for. It is there's a reason why they have like an appallingly high mortality rate in the manga industry because those deadlines are literally killer.
Mm.
What else? Yeah, oh, One Piece. We talk a lot about One Piece. That guy has been on countless multi-month hiatuses and he has been in and out of the hospital like it's his bus stop. He is when you have to crank out a 20-page weekly chapter of a comic book narrative every week of your life with like maybe one break a year normally for almost what is it 32 years, something like that. Yeah,
I think so.
it takes a toll.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a whole thing. Don't dig too deep. The manga and anime industry. That's my takeaway for the audience today. Do not dig too deep in the manga and anime industries on either side of the sea because both of them are depressing.
Yeah. I feel like that's kind of true for pretty much any creative industry, honestly, though. It's crazy how fast it goes downhill once you look past the surface. But back to Demon Slayer. Casey, who do you think my favorite character is going to be?
Mm, out of the Hash, let me see. Wait, let me look. Let me pull up the Hashira so I can remember all their names.
I don't think it's going to be your husband. I think that he will be reserved for you.
Um, I think you. I mean, how do you feel about Giyu? That was one of my favorites up first. Was Giyu?
He's when Wyatt asked me who my favorite was at the end of season 1, and I was like, I know we don't know him very well, but it's Giyu. And then and then I found out it's the same voice actor for Getho, and I was like, oh no. Is this why
Yeah,
I love him?
yeah, I love Giyu.
But yeah, I like his aesthetic. I like the minimal words that he has said so far.
Yeah, he's like that pretty much the whole time.
Yeah.
And yeah, Giyu's great. Honestly, there's not a bad Hashira. I mean, I I think they're all great. Would
Yeah, I
I can
mean,
rank them? Yes, but I think they're all like character wise, they all have their, quirks and their backstories, and I think they're great.
yeah, I'm excited to get to know a lot of them more than what I know now.
Um I also like side little character that I really, really, really love is oh, I forgot his name. The the demon lady where they go and they like hang out with the demon lady and he's like, take this cat. Um, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
I
I
forgot
think
her
so.
name. And she's got her little buddy with her and they're both demons.
Yeah, and she's like, is it the one that's like a doctor?
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. She's pretty cool.
I love her and I love her little sidekick. I
Yeah, that
think
is
he's
like all that thinks
hilarious.
she basically walks on water.
Yes,
He's like she's a goddess.
he's super funny and I love him. I also love his dub or his sub voice actor. Um, he voices Deku from My Hero Academia.
Oh, that is
Ah,
him. Yeah. I always
Yeah.
forget that because I don't I'm not like it's not in like an objective thing, but I was always depressed with the missed opportunities of a lot of my heroes, so I fell off that train really really hard.
Yeah, I fell off My Hero like a long time ago. I think I don't even remember what season I left off on. Um
I want to say like 5-ish because the first half of season 4 was really really good, and then the second half like they just started not animating it quite as well. And then in season 5 they started making these weird like chronological narrative changes for no reason. And then there were scenes they started doing like this early 2000s anime trope that really bugged me, where instead of animating a scene they'll just show the panel in color like frozen.
mm.
And what that normally means is that they're overworking their animators so they don't have time to animate something. And I'm like, why would you do that?
yeah.
This is a $1 billion franchise with a reliably like on time shows up to watch when it airs fan base. Why are you doing this? You literally have no excuse to do this. Take your time and animate it. God damn. And then apparently recently the anime has gotten better according to my brother, but it was too late for me because I read the manga, and even when the anime didn't bother me as much, I was like, really? This is where it was all going? Cool. So what I did is I threw all my stuff in a bag and gave it to a friend who I know really likes my hero. And I accidentally scared him because I gave him like $500 worth of anime stuff just randomly for free one day. So he like called me up that evening to make sure I wasn't killing myself or something.
He's like,
and
you're
I'm
mentally okay, right?
and I'm like, I didn't think it was that bad. Chill out.
But
Yushiro
yeah.
and Tamayo
And
and
yeah,
Yushiro.
Tamayo, Miss Tamayo.
Yes, and Yushiro.
Yeah. They were really cute. I like them too. I also like that like Nezuko, like she doesn't like drink or eat anybody.
Yeah.
Which like good for her. But I love that like her caveat to that is that she just like sleeps
Mm-hmm.
all the time.
She's like a
Um
bear.
she is like a bear. I like that she like slept for like 2 years while Tanjiro was training. And he was like, I'm gonna
I wish I
write a
could do that.
yeah. Can you imagine being left in peace for 2 years?
Oh, so nice. It'd be so nice.
But yeah, I love her, and I love any time that she's like growling at
Oh,
Tanjiro or
I
anybody.
know.
'Cause
He's
she's got
so
the little beady
cute.
eyes. She's like, "Rrr."
Um, I can't
Literally
wait
the
for you to
first time
watch the
she,
next one. The next
yeah,
movie.
I'm excited. Yes, I'm excited. But yeah, the first time I saw Nezuko do that, I text Brooke, and I was like, "You're Nezuko." Or no, I told her, I go, I'm gonna carry you around in a tiny wooden box. And she's like, what? Am I Nezuko? Is that what this means? I was like, yes, you guys are the same. You also growl from a tiny box.
From a tiny box, yes. But I'm very excited for you to watch the next part.
We're at the
Yeah.
part where everyone is in their like sleep prison and
Mm-hmm.
they're all getting ready to wake up soon.
mm,
One guy, I'm trying to think, what was the exact time we left off? Rengoku is currently sleep choking a little girl,
oh yeah, he was
and
like choking the shit out of that girl.
and
Yeah.
then
And
and
then
then
Tanjiro's on his way out.
Tanjiro's trying to figure out his way out, and the guy, the sad looking dude in his dream, just cut open the wall.
Yeah. And then Nezuko just crawled out of her
Oh
box.
my god, you get so
And
much
like,
cute little Nezuko in this movie too.
I like how
yeah,
she
and she like
headbutts
Cute.
him.
headbutts
I
her
know, it's
brother. And
so cute.
I'm like, homegirl, that's not. His head is literally a rock. Why would you do that? Like, I get it because, like, she was like, this is how I'm going to wake him up. And I'm like, okay, sure. But, like, his head is literally concrete.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's just, like, bleeding from
I
her forehead.
know. Oh, she's so
I
cute.
also like that every time she looks at, like, humans, she, like, pictures her family and, like, breaks my heart. So I'm like, oh, sweet
I
girl.
know. Oh, I can't wait for you to continue your Demon Slayer journey.
Me too. Why did I make good progress every time we watch? So I'm very
Good.
excited to
Good, good.
continue.
We do at least 2 episodes a session, and then we do
Yeah,
at least 2 or 3 sessions a week.
Good,
So
good.
I feel like at the very least we'll cut it close.
yeah. I mean, like, I know, like this weekend I'll have more time than I did this past weekend. So we'll definitely have to coordinate some episodes. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to continue. Um, what would you guys? Because you guys have both seen the whole thing. So what would you guys rate the show overall?
Um, Casey, you go first. You know me. I'm too long. I'll ramble.
I give it a 9 out of 10.
Nice.
Oh, no further words?
No notes.
9
No
out of 10.
notes? Okay. Um, I think it is the ideal gateway anime because
Yeah, it's a really good intro anime.
it's violent and actiony enough to engage most adults, while also being like cutesy and relatable for most younger people.
Mhm.
Um so yeah, generically like that, that's what I have to say that's good about it. The animation, stellar. The soundtrack, it's no Hiroyuki Sawano, but it's not like forgettable either. Like I always remember like Tanjiro's dun, 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 dun. I always remember that one. That's cool. So like it's got good openings, it's got good endings. It's an okay anime. But like, you know me, I don't just come to a show for music and animation and voice performance and all that. That is all vehicles for the storytelling.
Mhm.
And I've gone into length on this on my stream. I might have told you at one point, Jamie, maybe during a recording or something. But the story here is refined convention at first, which works pretty reliably for like the first half and three quarters, maybe half,
Mhm.
somewhere between like the first half and the first three quarters of the show. But they've already gotten to a point in the anime where the real life kind of kicked the author. I think her name is Koyoharu Gotuge. The real life kicked her in the teeth really unfairly, because while she was at the height of her fame, her parents reached out and said, "Hey, we need help." And she's a very kind person, so she said, "Okay, I come help. Just give me I have a contract that stipulates I'm there till this date. Let me work till that date. I'll wrap up my story so I can just pack up and come to you guys." So she steamrolled to the end of Demon Slayer. Like, the narrative is bookended, it is complete. But we have yet to see in the anime the full effect of this, but in seasons 3 and 4 you can really feel it. You can feel the, oh, right about here is where she got called by her parents.
Mm.
You can feel it. And the I guarantee you, I haven't read the manga. The manga is very hard to read because it's got charming art style, but some of the fight choreography is just bad. Like, you can tell a lot of the appeal is from the charm in the manga
Mhm.
rather than like the badassery on display in the anime. Um but yeah, like for example, the villains are really intriguing right now, right?
Mhm.
Get ready for that to just evaporate by the time we get to like seasons 3 and 4. There's one demon, I'm not going to go in detail, but there's one demon in particular who's like really important. And when my buddy John David and my brother Lucas didn't get what I was saying when I said like you can really feel the story starting to atrophy, you can really feel it now. Like we're in the zone of she started to pedal to the metal here, and they were like, "What do you mean?" And I'm like, "Remember this guy, the one who did this, that, this, that, this?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "What's his name?" And they were like, "Oh." Okay, we see what you're talking about. And I'm like, "Yeah. Also, when did we see his backstory?" And they're like, "Oh, oh yeah, yeah, we see what you're talking about." Um, so overall, I don't know. I'd have to see the anime to the end because I don't know the finer details of like the actual ending. I'd
Mhm.
say I'd say okay, if we're going based on seasons, season 1 is about a 7.5 to an 8 because there are some parts that kind of drag, but other than that
Mm.
it's pretty
Mhm.
it's still it's good enough that like the drag doesn't hurt you. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if either of you are watching To Be Hero X.
No.
Are either of you watching that? Casey, you watching
No.
that?
Mm-mm.
Okay, it's basically The Boys the anime, and it's actually really really good cuz it's really really thought out, but it is so painfully methodical that there's like multiple multi-episode stints where it'll just drag to the point where you can lose interest. But me and my brother, we were so hooked by it that we've stuck with it so far, and it's finally picking up again that it feels like our commitment's going to pay off. Season 1 is the same way, where like there's a couple moments where you're like, oh, this is kind of dragging, but then you'll get dragged right back in. And so say it, yeah, season 1's about a 7.5 to an 8. The Mugen Train arc, if consumed as a movie, is like a strong 8.5. But if you watch it in the show, I'd actually say it gets elevated to like a 9 easily. Just
Mm.
because the show fills in a couple gaps that, a movie can't accommodate, because you don't have breathing room in a movie. You go from the movie in theaters was one of the most exhausting anime movies I've ever watched. Just
Mm.
because you cover so much ground, it's a whole arc in a movie. I want to say it's like 2 hours, 13 minutes or something like that. Either way, uh, the Entertainment District, that was Gotoge at her peak. So I think that's 10 out of 10, undisputed. So season 2 proper, 10 out of 10, easy. And then season 3, that's Casey. That's Swordsmith Village, right? That's what that season's called.
Yes.
That is where you start to see some of the cracks, especially near the end. So I'd say it's probably about a 7. And then Hashira Training, season 4. I don't, I don't, I don't even remember what my thoughts were originally. I'm gonna have to wait until we rewatch it, Jamie, because that one was so
Mm.
short and so
Yeah.
abrupt that I'm like, okay, I get why we're ending here, but like, why wasn't this just part of season 3?
Yeah, I don't know
Mm.
why
That
it
was
has to be.
my
It's like I don't know why the Hashira training has to be its own arc.
like Jamie. You remember how at the end of season 1 there was a demon meeting?
Yes.
There was supposed there narratively there's another one that was supposed to take place at the end of season 3, but because season 4 was already super short, they kind of sawed it off the end of season 3 and
Oh.
frontlined it in season 4. So it's really really jarring, because it's like, get ready for the happy go lucky comical Hashira training or demon meeting. And then you're just like, "Oh, okay." Um so yeah, I don't know how I feel about season 4, because it was really really short, and like it was intriguing because it's all build up and slight
Mhm.
payoff. Like there's one really good payoff near the end of it, but then it goes, anyways, back to building up, see you in the movie theater. And I'm like, oh, okay. You get a lot of memes with the Infinity Castle doors, the boom. It's funny. Uh JB has some slight spoilers with that, because she sends me the video of Inosuke with the door opening beneath him while he's trying to eat his shrimp. She sends me that because what it is when you're trying to take a breath, but homie starts another game, and then when the guitar twang hits, it shows the Marvel Rivals round start screen. And I'm just like, oh, okay, I get it. I like to start the rounds, because when I play Rivals, I like to do a multi-hour sesh that's just game after game after game after game after game, because I feel like once you get into the zone, it's like snowballing. So like if you stop playing for a second, you'll like lose your shape, you know?
Momentum.
It's like when you're running a marathon. You don't run for 5 minutes and then walk for 10. You run as much as you can and then walk when you need to, it's the same
Mhm.
idea. But anyways, so overall for Demon Slayer, I'd say like a strong 7. if we're going based exclusively on the anime.
Mhm.
Strong 7. If it stayed as good as it got in the entertainment district till the end, I'd probably call it more like a 9. But like I said, we're gonna hit a point in season 3 where you're like, this is still great, and I'm still excited to see it. But I see exactly what you're talking about, Wyatt.
Mm.
You're gonna see it because like what backstories we do get become kind of samey,
Oh, yeah.
and then like a lot of side character bits become really really repetitive. So you're just like, that feels like it's only there because it needs to be, not because not because like you like needs to be out of like trope, not because like it needed to be there for the story, stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to keep watching.
I'm
Obviously, this is the first episode of how many seasons are there? 4?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have 4 episodes for Demon Slayer. So make sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening. You'll find
question
us. Yes.
Quick question. We said 4, but technically, um, the Mugen Train arc and the Entertainment District are 2 different chunks of the story. Do we want to talk? Because like enough happens in Mugen Train to warrant a conversation. Do we want to do 5 episodes? I'm game either way.
Um, we can probably do 4 for now, but we can always see. We can
I'm just
see how
checking.
it
Like
goes.
if we finish it and you feel like there's enough to say.
Yeah. So you and I can talk about that once we finish the Mugen Train arc, and then we'll get together with Casey and see what we be doing.
Yeah.
But make sure to subscribe, follow, all that jazz, all the social media. We are Two Nerds and a Podcast everywhere. You can also find all of Wyatt's stuff, both YouTube, Twitch, everything is PirateKingBoros. Casey and I are streaming on a somewhat regular basis together. So you can find
Yay!
us on Twitch, being really terrible at games together, and having a
Yay!
lot of fun. And we will see you guys in the next episode. So bye.
Goodbye!
Adios. Oh my.